Your boy Zack is at it again. I have to think this is kind of a passive aggression reaction video to what I was saying yesterday, because I gave a big explanation of the hot dog vendor, which was Zack's go-to thing back in the day, if you remember this. And if you can watch the video yesterday, I talked about that. Zack banned me from the channel from commenting because I mentioned the hot dog thing in the comments, and it, I think it rattles him. I think having anybody push back against him, Zack has really removed himself from criticism, removed himself from other fans, removed himself even from his own fan base for so long by pushing himself away from Twitter, by not interacting with anybody, and just kind of holding up and being his little Splato comics where he just, he had a big enough fan base that for years, even despite the quality of his books not really being there, despite him going off on weird tangents, they'd kind of just support what he did. And it's all because of his YouTube content back in 2017, where, he went and he tore up these Marvel comics and DC comics and said, "Screw you, SJWs, this is trash. You're ruining comics." Called Heather Antos a cum dumpster. I mean, he was hard hitting, and he got a lot of pushback from the industry about that, and I think that broke him. I really think it did, because I think your boy Zack really just wanted to be a part of the industry. He wanted to be in the assembly line there, making those hamburgers at Marvel and DC Comics when people were asking for hot dogs, and he didn't want to be the hot dog vendor. It's really sad to watch, but this is a major passive aggressive move here. It's now, I'd say, comics don't matter with the soy Zack. This is like a soy alternative to hamburger meat, and we're going to get into exactly what he said in just a moment. My name's John Delarose, everybody. I'm the real culture warrior here who's been pushing back against mainstream media. I don't care. I don't want them to like me. I don't care about their clout. I'm not interested in working for them. If they want to hire me, great. I will do what I'm doing anyway. I'm not going to change for any of this stuff because I don't care. And I'm doing what's right. The woke culture is destroying everything. Woke comics are a disaster. Marvel and DC is completely unreadable. And so we're doing our own thing here. And I hope you'll join our community. Like I said, hit the like and subscribe. Leave some comments and say hi. And I've also got my own book right here I would love to earn your backing for. I've been coming out with comics since 2017. I've been doing it at a rate way faster than your boy Zack because, some of those... Where's my $1 book, Zack? I backed the $1 Jawbreakers like how many years ago now? Where is it? Huh. But all of my books come out, and they come out timely. This book's already done. It goes to the printer and then gets sent out right after the campaign. And that's how we do things because we're professionals here. And this is my 12th graphic novel, or maybe 13th. I can't remember. Somewhere in there. And we've been doing this for a long, long time, building a fan base very slowly because we just didn't have the high profile that a lot of those guys had back in 2017, 2018 who let you down. Now, I hope you'll really enjoy this. Our first book got glowing reviews. Overmind smashed records for anything I've ever sold before, and this is already on track. I'm actually doing 40% better at this point in the campaign than I was last time. And this is a science fiction universe. So I built something because I'm more of a sci-fi guy. I saw there's a lot of superhero universes out there, and I do have my superhero comics. And so I wanted to build a sci-fi universe. And so we're building this right here on the first series with Ayla Rin, agent of Terra Prime. And she's a nationalist secret agent who's putting down rebellions, rooting out spies, and defending the Empire. It's really fantastic. It's got real heroism. It's got real action. It's got real intrigue. This is the type of story that you were promised from DC Comics and Star Wars and all these things, but they never deliver you. So check it out. I'm very, very proud of The Hidden Emperor. I think it's our best work yet. You can grab this by itself, or you can grab the complete Ayla Rin adventures in the description below. Thank you guys so much for the tremendous support so far. It's been amazing. All right. So, Zack did this weird rant, and he's calling everybody birthday clowns. And Ryan Kinnell, Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, Eric July, everybody who makes commentary on the culture war about movies, he calls a birthday clown and says they all sound the same. They all parrot the same talking points. It's all just nonsense. And he says that they shouldn't be bothering covering things like Disney. And then you look at it and you go, wait a minute, didn't you build your entire channel by covering Disney Marvel and attacking the wokeness of it? Like, isn't that a bit hypocritical? Well, he doesn't listen. When the audience mentions that to him, he kind of flips out at them. His community tab, he's like made into like a Twitter role where he just like rants angrily all the time, and he just puts people on blast all the time. It's not really what a YouTube community tab's for. I think he really misses Twitter, but he's also Zack's scared of interaction. He wants a community tab you can kind of post, and it doesn't feel like a social media feed. So I feel like he just doesn't have to interact with anybody, and he can just kind of hole up with his own like little echo chamber of himself, and then not listen to the fans. Now, what's interesting about this is what does this sound like? It sounds like exactly what Marvel and DC were doing when he got big complaining about them, right? He, of course, made his career by doing this. Like I said, tearing up Marvel Comics. He was savage, absolutely savage, and he's really backed off a lot of this stuff. Somebody in big comic name who's been watching, who's a fan of all this, and doesn't really wade into it, but talks to me privately. Said, deciding you're intellectually superior and morally pure, lecturing your customers, deciding you want a different fan base, repetitive name calling, taking delight in driving people away. If only someone had spoken against such behavior at one point in time. And I'm like, wow, sounds a lot like your boy Zack, what he used to do to Marvel and DC. And now he's doing exactly what those guys do. So in this one, he does a passive-aggressive rant, and he talks about this hamburger, and he's trying to make it like a movie review, and about like Snow White or the new Alien movie or whatever. And he's saying, oh yeah, the hamburger, I really didn't like the lettuce and like the composition of all this. Like, I mean, it wasn't fluffy enough. And he goes into extreme detail, mocking the movie review of breaking down a movie like from a cinematic perspective, like where you actually go into the plot and say there's too much of something or too little of something. I mean, that is analysis. That's critical analysis. Literally what you do for comic books, you boy Zack. I mean, it's so hypocritical. I can't even. It's so insane. This is literally what he does. He goes into a comic panel. He mocks the way somebody's face is constructed, or the coloring, or the bad dialogue. This is literally what he does. Except for when somebody does it with a movie, your boy Zack says it's bad to do it, and that it's stupid, and that the audience shouldn't watch it, and that they should hate it, just like he does. And he doesn't want an audience like that. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. So these are his culture war allies. And again, movies and all that are just as woke or worse than comics. It's the same situation. We have a culture we have to fight against. We do have to push back against these people. And by the way, the louder you get, the more of us that there are, it does matter. The executives are getting shaken. You can tell. You can tell it's a very different environment than it was in 2018. They were riding high. They thought they couldn't be touched. They've seen their movies fail. They've seen their comics fail. They've seen their games fail. They're losing money. They're laying people off. They're panicking. They really are, because they don't want to change. They're dragging their heels. And it takes a long time for a cultural shift. It's not an overnight thing ever, right? And so, people burn out pretty easy. Maybe your boy Zack just burned out. Maybe he just, isn't a fighter and can't do it. I mean, that it is what it is. But the culture war is real. It's important. It does matter. It matters way more than just Marvel or DC Comics or making a video about T. Franklin, who nobody knows who the fuck that is. Let's be honest. So people do know what these movies are, and parents are rightly concerned about their kids getting indoctrinated by them and the woke stuff. So, making a passive-aggressive video, Zack, just makes you look more soy. You were told to give us a hot dog, which was a comic book review. We wanted you to make fun of Mark Waid's new whatever. And instead, you're sitting here ranting about how Ryan Kinnell shouldn't be doing a movie review. And Ryan Kinnell's a good guy. He's on our team. He has good analysis. You can like him or not. Just don't watch him. He's on your team, right? He would be your pal, Zack. But you just have to fight. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because your YouTube channel's failing. But maybe it's because your recent projects have been failing. But you're bitter. And you're angry. And you're lashing out at the fans. You've become Heather Antos. It's crazy. So give us the hot dog. Don't try to feed us a soy burger with all this stuff. We don't want it. Come back, Zach. All right. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to back The Hidden Emperor. This is the hard-hitting comic book that you guys want. I promise you this. It's in the description below. We'll be back soon.